Hello again. It is Wing Nation presented by Hercules Tires. Right on our strength. Talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post here, and we are going to have a ball. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Missed you last week.
I know.
Allison McKinney said she did great.
I love
she's
Allison.
Awesome.
And
she's
fantastic.
Good
Family
sprint car
heritage
girl.
too.
Yes, she
yeah,
does.
exactly.
You look like you had the most incredible week that involved racing and friends and family and snow and a beach
too. Yeah,
beach and snow. It looked like you just had a great time.
Kind of covered all of our bases, but it was really fun to go back to Stafford Motor Speedway. So I've only gotten to race there once or twice, but my parents literally went on their first date to Stafford.
Really?
So when Ray said the SRX cars were testing there, both my brothers were going to be there, my friend Doug Colby was going to be there, I said, I got to be there. Sorry, guys. I'm going to miss Wing Nation for a week. So it was fun. It was really fun to be back there.
Doug Colby, what a racer he is.
He is.
He's amazing.
Literally was one of my best friends growing up. We raced quarter midgets together. We always played soccer in the infield afterwards. We've always kept in touch. So it's been really neat to follow his success
his
in
NASCAR modified success. He's amazing.
And when this whole SRX thing came about, I'm not sure if it was Ray threw his name in, but I certainly mentioned it. Like, if you're going to Stafford,
for your amateur driver.
Yes, exactly. So I was really happy that he's going to get the opportunity to do that, but just to catch up with him, when you've known someone your whole life.
That is awesome.
Yeah. It was,
and he's a racer. That's the thing. It's a friend and a racer. That's the thing. Boy, there's not much better combination than a friend and a racer.
And when you don't see them often and they've come from different parts of your racing career.
Because you went off and did your sprint car stuff. And
he used to laugh. He was like, oh, you're getting dirty. You're going to race those wing sprint cars. Like, he thought I was
he's up
crazy.
there hammering away on the modified stuff. And, here we are.
Yeah, so
neat stuff.
Fun to catch up and fun to see the SRX car go around the track. That's the first time I had seen it. So,
yeah.
I mean, I've obviously seen them, but
not
track.
going around the track. Yeah, it's good, exciting. It really, truly is. We had Brownie on our TV program. He's all twisted up about that. And then they just announced he's running Kyle's truck. At Knoxville too. So that's cool. Speaking of catching up, I got a chance to get out to a sprint car race, Virginia Motor Speedway, the All-Stars, just catching up.
Yeah.
It's just catching up.
And things we didn't get to do for a year.
Yeah.
Catching up.
Absolutely. It was just great. And what a fun night. What a great time. Great little racetrack there. That racetrack is interesting. The Sawyer family, they were the ones that owned Richmond. When ISC purchased Richmond from them at a healthy chunk of money, they poured it back into the racing locally and purchased the old Saluda Fairgrounds and made Virginia Motor Speedway out of it. State-of-the-art racetrack. Yeah. And I just love that. We always talk about giving back.
We went there with the Outlaws, didn't we, like 10 years ago?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think so. When they first had, and I know they've done a lot to it since, but I remember it was one of the first few races I ran when Ray and I started our own team, and the facility was gorgeous then. Yeah, it's neat. It's just good. We talk a lot about giving back and giving back, and you see track operators investing in short tracks. I just think that's awesome. I really do. Up there on Thursday, one of the people I had the greatest visit with was Alex Bowman, fielding the 410 car for C.J. Leary, who's C.J. Leary. You want to talk about a racer. Oh, my God, that guy has got so much skill. But just had a great visit with Alex. He was there with his car. They're based here in the Charlotte area. Oh, yeah. And they went up for one night and back. It's like 5 hours up and back because C.J. had USAC races all weekend long. But they wanted to get another night together, another night with the race car. And it worked out to a pretty good weekend for Alex. On Sunday, especially when he won the Cup race at Richmond. But must have caught up on his sleep.
Yes, exactly. from his all-nighter up to Jamaica, Virginia, actually is where it is. It says Saluda, but then it's Jamaica, Virginia. And Jamaica sounds a whole lot better. Yeah. Let's get to it. Our Hefner Racing Products Hot Topics. This past weekend had some of the most spectacular finishes. Did you see Sheldon? Yeah. He was a mile and a half behind Gio with one to go. I still don't understand how he got so much speed and momentum through 1 and 2 that lap up on the top. Like it was like shot out of a cannon. I mean, it was unreal. It was really neat. It was cool stuff. Hey, want to also salute our buddy Tony Backover, 25th season. Yeah. How about that for Tony? He's rocking and rolling. Always good. Love Tony Backover. Me too. It's a sign of the season when you hear Tony Backover on Dirt Vision. Yeah, and it doesn't seem like 25 years. Like no. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I ran Knoxville I think he started when he's 3 because Tony only looks like he's 28.
He does.
He's just like, I look at him and I said, I know you've been doing this 25 years. Yeah. No, he seriously doesn't look like he looks like he's early 30s.
Yeah, I agree. Well, it made me feel, because I'm like, wait, I remember, he's already been doing it 20 years. Like, I kind of remember when he started. I'm like, oh, gosh, we're all getting old.
Love Tony, man. What a good, that's a cool deal. Okay, so the Knoxville finish was great. Port Royal.
Yeah.
Logan Wagner, not one, but 2 green-white checkers with Macri just throwing everything at him at Port. I mean, banging wheels at the Speed Palace. Have you two lost your mind? We're gonna talk to Logan, and that's gonna be my question.
Yeah.
Banging wheels, and have you lost your mind? This is the Speed Palace. Bang wheels
when
at
you're
Placerville.
3-time champion, you
bang wheels at Placerville or Ocean Speedway or or Waynesfield or something like that. Don't be doing that at Speed Palace. You're gonna end up visiting one of the neighbors out there.
Oh, this is true.
So, but Wagner got the win. Virginia Motor Speedway, the one I was at, I don't like when we get to these tire races.
Oh, no one likes.
No,
the winner.
No hardcore sprint car fan likes them. But if you're going to have one at a place where you don't have a lot of hardcore sprint car fans, like stock car country, like Virginia.
Yeah.
Because walking out now, and then Tony Stewart winning never hurts anything.
Yes.
At a non-sprint car area with a sign, the marquee, see Tony Stewart race is what the marquee said.
Yeah.
And a last lap pass, Justin Peck was the last guy to have a tire go down. But okay, we've got our echo back. Krager. Yeah. Okay.
Well, speaking of that, how the race fans don't, if they don't really know sprint car racing. When they went to Nashville Fairgrounds a few years ago, remember the first race was like, second race was a little bit better. There was a pass, but it was rubber down, and the fans loved it. Now I was walking out like, I better keep my mouth shut.
So that was my thought. I'm sitting there, and I'm happy for Tony. I love it, and everything. I got down behind the stands, and there's people chest bumping and I'm going, smoke one. This is the best thing ever. They need to race here every week. They need to do this. And I'm sitting there going, all right. If you're going to have, and we're going to have those races once in a while. We're going to have these races once in a while. That is a perfect time and a perfect race winner to have it.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, when they left Virginia Motor Speedway, if they'd have said, they're coming back and running the next 6 nights, here's my credit card. It was unreal. It was when he crossed that finish line and got out of the car, it was like church. I mean, it was great. And so, yes, if you're going, okay, so schedule these rubber down races, at least if we're going to have 5 of them a year, schedule them at new places, because the fan, and this is not a shot at anybody, the fan not familiar with sprint cars, it's kind of, oh man, they kept popping tires. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And everything like that. And then Tony Stewart won on the last lap. It got real cool.
Still a last lap pass too.
Last lap pass. So spectacular. So it was good. And the Fabulous Lincoln Speedway, we're going to have more on that in a minute, because that one was, geez. Well, Krager always does it's going to be our Dry Dean Death-defying move of the week. Okay. Krager always does this. And I'm like, I wonder what he's going to pick this week.
Yeah,
and
there was a lot of things to choose from this week.
The Lincoln highlight. I think you'll go with Sheldon.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe Logan or maybe Smoke. And then I look at it, it's Lincoln. I said, what the hell happened there? And then I watch, I said, oh, well, cancel out on Sheldon, cancel out on Logan, cancel out on Smoke. Yeah. This is unreal. So Lincoln had a good one. Other winners, Uncle Dean. Well, that's why I call Dean Jacobs Uncle Dean, because that's Kendra's uncle.
Yep.
We're going to, somewhere along the way, Erin, when we're both in the throes of craziness, like SRX season for you, when you're going and you're running and you're tired, and you wake up and say, I need a laugh. Send me a text and say, let's get Dean Jacobs on. Done. Because we're just going to get him on and just, hi, Dean, how are you? And then we're just going to sit back and laugh.
Works for me.
Not a funnier person on the planet than Dean Jacobs, and still winning races up in Wayne County, the family home track. Kyle Larson and Anthony Macri won the other 2 all-star shows beyond Logan and Smoke. Ayrton Jeniton picked up the win with MOA. Gary Taylor won it fast. And Justin Sanders, 9 wins this season. We're in April.
Yeah, in California.
Where
there's not a ton of racing going on.
I know. Well, there's not a ton of other guys winning, that's for sure.
That too.
He's hogging it all out there. So Justin Sanders picked up the win there. HRP Wings are the original reset rivet wing manufacturer. They use wind tunnel and track performance testing to outpace the industry in design, in innovation, and in functionality.
And not only for sprint cars, but lightning sprints, micros, and junior sprints. They're shipped across the world and can be economically ground shipped for your door.
www.hrpracing.com. That's hrpracing.com. We talked about the fantastic finishes. Our main man, Wayne Harper, with the call on Flow Racing. It's Freddie Raymer, it's Chase Dietz, and it's Tim Schaefer at the fabulous Lincoln Speedway.
And now for the Dryden Death-defying move of the week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
White flag waves last time around. 3 wide for the race lead. And Raymer grabs the top spot. Dietz is going to follow him by. They'll race for the lead. Dietz tries to catch the 51, but Freddie Raymer wins.
That death-defying move was brought to you by Dryden Diesel All Death, the official death of the world of outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Dryden.com for more information.
Over the years, Dryden has stood for uncompromised value and proven performance. Known as the hardest working brand in heavy-duty lubrication, Dryden's heritage is made in America and made to last. Dryden products work to increase the life and enhance the efficiency of your equipment in the toughest conditions. Learn more about Dryden's products at Dryden.com. From grassroots racing to NASCAR, Dryden is a proud supporter of racing everywhere.
Circle B Diecast is the new diecast outlet from Plan B Sales. What started as Lionel and Chase Authentics apparel distributor has grown into the largest distributor of diecast and now includes Auto World Greenlight Collectibles, Brand Art, Sam Bass Artwork, and University of Racing lines. They have a huge inventory. The folks at Circle B Diecast love racing and support drivers like Kyle Larson, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Christopher Bell, and many others with sponsorships and partnerships. And on orders over $20, use promo code MRN for free shipping. Check them out, CircleBDiecast.com.
Back here on Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Let's go to the Dryden Hotline. Fresh off from a trip to Victory Lane at the Speed Palace in the Keith Kaufman Classic, cashing the $10,000 check. It's Logan Wagner. Hello, Logan. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'll tell you what, Logan, finishes of 5th, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, and 2nd going into it. When they put $10,000 on the line, I think you picked the right week to get that first win. Boy, I'll tell you what. Had to be a good feeling crossing the finish line in front of that field of cars.
It really is. You know, anytime the All-Stars come into town, we know we need to capitalize, and we did just that. And like you said, weeks prior, we had speed pretty much all night. You know, and it was really nice just to solidify that win with the All-Stars.
Logan, you said afterwards that it was like a weight lifted off your shoulders for the rest of the year to beat the All-Stars at Port Royal. Talk about a little bit about that more. You're a 3-time champion, but that just goes to show how much it means to not only get a win, but to beat the All-Stars and your usual competition.
Yeah, honestly, whenever you get the win, the first win out of the way, the rest of the year's a lot easier, and to get that large of a magnitude of a win against the All-Stars, it just makes it even more worthy. So, honestly, I'm searching wins, and ultimately after wins, as you know, championships will come. So first of all, we got to get wins, and we're doing just that early in the season. We struggled last year with COVID and everything, and we never really got our win till August. So now that we got that out of the way, you know, I feel like that ultimately leads to more wins with no pressure, and to go out there and know we have a fast car, and know we have a fast car against competition like the All-Stars and our weekly guys. You know, to have Macri come from, what was it, 20th to 2nd, and for us to be the only car he didn't pass, that was a statement within itself with a stout field like that. So I really feel comfortable with the car that we have and the speed we have right now, and I really look forward to more wins to come and search for that points championship.
Logan, I want to talk about that green-white checker, the second one, I think it was, when Anthony got the run on you. I get, and at the top of the show, I talked about, you know, if you want to bang wheels at Placerville or Ocean or Waynesfield or Path Valley or something like that, you guys banging wheels down the backstretch of Port Royal. My question is, have you lost your mind? I mean, how intense is that?
Yeah, you watch the video and you watch like Courtney riding the wall the whole way through the corner, and those guys doing what they're doing, clean against the wall, and I think, wow, that's really crazy. Or even if I go down in turn 3 and watch race cars dive into 3, I think, what are they doing? They're crazy. But honestly, when you put the helmet on, you don't even think about it. You're going for that win. All you know is it's the Keith Kaufman Classic, and you'll do just about anything to win a race of that magnitude. So, he gave me the lane on the top, and I got a really good run and had my nose there, so he couldn't come up, and gave him a little shake going off turn 2, and just got him loose enough to where I could get the nose and drive him down to the bottom going into 3. And that's just what you got to do of a win like that. So you go after it, and he was doing the same thing. He was going after it too, getting up through the field and running from 20th to 2nd ultimately.
Absolutely. Logan, you talked about in an article with Jeremy Elliott about really like getting your mind right and visualizing these paths, and if you believe they're going to happen. It was just a really interesting quote you had about basically manifesting what you want to happen in a race. I wanted to ask you more about that. It talked about even off track how you try to visualize these things. Explain that a little bit better to us of how that works, and obviously it's working.
Yeah. So I was in tune sort of with it in 2017 about getting your body right, getting your health right, getting your mind right. After I followed Jason Johnson winning the Nationals, I think it was in 16. And that really geared me up to physically be prepared. And then you sort of take the mental aspect out of it. And really this year, going into the year, I actually spent some time out in LA and got to meet some friends, and a lot of the celebrities and people that we were introduced to were manifesting the reality. Just really thinking about where you want to be, picturing yourself in that spot, and ultimately you can change your reality based off of what you think. The mind's a very strong and powerful thing. So I really tried to picture and mentally picture myself in that spot. And honestly, on my way to the races, I have a 2-year-old daughter, love her to death. Her name's Amelia. And she takes a nap on the way to the races. And I'm like, okay, honey, now picture yourself up on the top wing, me holding you. And she'll close her eyes real hard. So, you can do strong things with your mind and sort of lay the land out the way it's going to be. And ultimately, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But I think it's a strong suit, in my opinion.
I 100% believe in that. Mm-hmm. I 100% believe in that. My question is, A, can you share with us who the celebrities are? Okay, and if you can't, we respect that. I understand that. And then B, it's a mind thing, but the physical end of it, what are you doing on the physical end of it as well? You said your body, keeping your body in shape. What types of things do you do with that as well?
Yeah, we can share some of the celebrities. It was actually London. He's a producer out in LA, and he works with the top celebrities, and actually got to rip around in a McLaren with him out in LA with one of my great buddies, Alex Shantz, that used to race 305s from back here in Pennsylvania. So him and TB Hits, which is a producer for Ariana Grande, and they were all about the mental aspect and envisioning things. And we got to really sit down and talk with them, and everyone's in tune with it, and you can, like I said, you can change reality based off how hard your mind works and what you picture and believe. And yeah, absolutely. That was that aspect. And sorry, what was the other question?
The body, the physical end of it.
Yeah, the physical end of it. So COVID hit and all the gyms shut down. So we invested into our own personal home fitness gym at home and a Rogue Fitness setup to where I can go down and I can work out. And the type of workouts is more of like a HIIT exercise workout, high intensity. But you want to work high intensity, but you also want to be a lower heart rate. So what I'll do is I'll get myself up to a certain heart rate and that beats per minute. And then you do breathing exercises to lower your heart rate down while you're still working at that same level. So I'm really focusing on that. And ultimately it helps when you got to think of your passes or where you need to be on the track, but you're going at 140 beats per minute or 160 beats per minute in a 120-degree cockpit. You can ultimately control your breathing to make better decisions out there through oxygen.
That is fascinating. And you're so right. Like, things that people have never focused on before. I love that some of, who do we speak with a few weeks ago that watched videos that went,
Justin Peck watches like 3
really
hours of
interesting
video.
stuff.
It's just amazing to me what you can do in visualizing things.
Well, when you speak about visualizing things, I just want to delve a little deeper because I'm curious. Is it you're picturing the outcome you want? Or are you actually trying to visualize different passes, different scenarios on the track?
Yeah, a lot of it starts with the outcome. You want to position yourself in a mental aspect of winning the race, but how do you get there? So you think of the different passes or different moves that someone's going to make, or if you need to cross under them at the first eighth of the corner or last eighth of the corner, or where you need to cross under them at, depending on their slide jobs. So, Port Royal's big momentum track, and you got to really picture yourself driving below them or driving in front of them or driving around them or whatever you need to do, and take yourself through a simulated mental race, essentially. But ultimately, if you picture yourself in victory lane, you're going to be in victory lane. So actually, before the race, I told Amelia, I said, all right, honey, now where am I going to see you? And she's 2 years old, and she said, down there in victory lane. So I'm like, okay, think about that. So I got to hold her when we were doing the pill draw, and I said, all right, honey, I'll see you back here later. And sure enough, we did. So it starts with where you want to be and then how you want to get there.
I love that. I absolutely love that because like I said, I'm 100% on board with that. I believe that with every ounce of my being. I love when we have classic races honoring. I love when we have all classic race honoring the heroes of the sport. But I love when it's a classic race honoring a guy that is still so active in the industry and at the racetrack, Keith Kaufman. I don't care what anyone says, whether it's hanging out having a beer or whether it's hanging out in his suite or hanging out in the pits, but hanging in victory lane with Keith Kaufman has got to be a really, really cool moment, Logan.
Yeah, what a complete honor. I grew up at Port Royal with his son Chase and my brother and the Sander brothers that's on the race car now. We all just run around as kids and had fun and played cars in the infield. And, you're watching a legend like Keith Kaufman when you're like 8 years old, but you don't know the magnitude of what he is or what he's doing. And he went on to win like 13 track championships. I'm just looking at the stats right now, 129 Port Royal Speedway feature wins and 24 All-Star Circuit of Champion feature wins. So you're talking about a complete legend within himself just at Port Royal, and that's not counting any other track. So it was really cool to grow up with him and then be there in victory lane with him and spend time with him and hear the words like, you drove a great race or that was a great move, or he was happy to see a local guy win it. So really meant a lot, and it means so much more considering our history with each other.
That's awesome. He is such a legend. I mean, I remember growing up watching him too, and in awe of what
I had a rain delay set in his suite and talked to him for 45 minutes, just the two of us. He's
that's so cool.
He's a better legend off the racetrack than he is on the racetrack.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, amazing. Off the track, he is as cool as he is or was on the racetrack. I mean, it's
that's awesome.
Yeah, Logan, when you look at the season ahead now, you've got this great win under your belt. What are your hopes for the season? You're talking a lot about visualizing and trying to see these things come to fruition. What are your hopes for the rest of the season? Obviously, another championship you mentioned.
Yeah, we have speed late. We just if we can maintain that speed early and position ourselves correctly. It's all about positioning in the big shows like the Weichert and the Tuscarora 50, and we just need to get our time trial laps down and locked in with the cars we're racing against. Get our heat races a little bit better, and I know we can pass cars in the feature we have, but if we can position ourselves like we did the other night, I feel like we have a lot more wins to come. And also building as a driver, I've watched that race probably 100 times already, and I can tell you there's a lot of things I would do differently looking at it on the racetrack, or maybe wouldn't have hung out here or hung out there as long, or maybe would have tried this or that. I feel like we have a versatile car everywhere, but I need to hone on the skills of driving also. I think we're 6 races deep, and I just need to mature more as a driver. But ultimately, we have speed everywhere. We can just fine tune it just a little bit. I think we'd be a lot better.
Did I see the schedule? You've got Selinsgrove, and you're running mainly once a week. Obviously, Port is the home base, but Selinsgrove this weekend. And then did I see you're going to get a little busier around Speed Week time? Is that kind of what you guys have planned?
Yeah, that's sort of what we're shooting for. Selinsgrove this weekend, we're looking at rain right now, and we don't want to drag up there if we don't have to for rain. But ultimately, if it could get really fast and really slick, we would really like to test there because we're going to come back to the NACE at the end of the year. So we want to hit some shows prior to that at Selinsgrove. We may have just committed to Knoxville. I'm not sure. That's a really good possibility. Even Eldora, I don't know. That's a possibility also on a Wednesday, Thursday. But there's some shows we want to hit as a team, and ultimately it's going to make it a lot easier as a team if we have speed and we have wins to go to these shows. So we just need to pick off a couple more wins here and keep speed and maintain speed, and that makes our job a little bit easier.
Always good to see that Zemco car in victory lane, and always good to see your smiling face with your baby girl up on the top wing. Neat stuff.
Thank you, guys.
Logan, appreciate the time. Congratulations. And we don't talk to you before. We'll certainly see you up at the Weikert. Looking forward to that weekend.
Yes, thank you guys very much. And swing over and we'll say hi.
Absolutely. Logan Wagner joining us here on the program. That is fascinating stuff. That really is fascinating stuff. And as my life has evolved with promoting the Simply Better stuff and everything like that, there's a lot of similarities there. I'm gonna dig into that a little further because I'm a believer. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Go to HerculesTires.com. There you can find the nearest authorized Hercules retail location to you. Plus, you can use the tire tracker to find out which Hercules tire fits your vehicle the best. That's HerculesTires.com. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
Over 200 events from coast to coast, and they're celebrating 30 years of Scattering Soil, the American Sprint Car Series. The world's largest sprint car sanctioning body is bringing more thrills with wing and even more non-wing action in 2021. 11 regional tours, the national tour. No matter where you are, we're coming to a track near you. Can't be there? Get dull to streaming fun with Racing Boys and FlowRacing.com, bringing all the adrenaline to your favorite streaming device. See the full lineup of events now at ASCSRacing.com.
For a year-round high-quality eating experience, look no further than Sage Fruit apples, pears, and cherries. Not only is their produce healthy, but they are grown with such care and precision that you can count on each piece of fruit having exceptional flavor. Sage Fruit, it's our first choice for quick and easy snacking. Wing Nation rolling along here, presented by Hercules Tires. We're in the Hercules Tires studio. Let's get back to the Dry Dean Hotline, fresh off from a trip to Victory Lane up in the great state of South Dakota. Blake Hahn is on the line. Hello, Blake. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Hey, how are you guys doing?
We are doing well. Tell us about that win on Saturday night up in South Dakota.
Oh, it was pretty good. It was just one of those nights, you unloaded and seemed like everything was just perfect. Unloaded and ran hot laps, and the car just really felt good. And heat race had a good run and was able to start in the front row of the A feature, and just got out to the early lead. And clean air really helped a ton there. It's not really a big track, but it carries a lot of speed, so the clean air helped a ton.
Blake, I read in the article a few comments about it being a technical race, a technical track, and I couldn't find the highlights. I went back and I searched to see it. But what exactly was so technical about the track?
Yeah, it was kind of funky. Early in the night they had it really smooth, and it got slick pretty early. So in our heat races, everybody was around the lip, and they had quite a bit of moisture in 3 and 4, and it seemed to stay the whole night. And so we had a pretty big gusty north wind the whole night, and it made it pretty tricky to run turns 1 and 2 without kind of going over the edge because there's no wall there. So in the heat races, it was kind of tricky just dealing with the wind, and then after the heat races, it kind of seemed like the A feature was going to be around the top. And, the first lap went up there, and it took 1 lap, and everybody went to the bottom in 1 and 2. So kind of change of pace there. But, it was really dry in 1 and 2, and then they had a pretty good curb in 3 and 4, and it actually kind of started going up towards the top of the track. And with there being no wall, it kind of made it tricky up there.
Blake, when you have a night where it comes out of the trailer fast, and then you get through the heat race unscathed, and it puts yourself on the front row. Now, granted, that's what every race car driver wants. I get that. But does that add a little extra pressure to you to be like, okay, there's probably one person here who can give this away when this thing is lined up so well? Does that add an extra dynamic to the race?
Some nights I think it probably would, but I was really confident in the car. It just seemed like I could really take it wherever I needed to go, and being able to start on the outside of the front row in the A feature, it kind of gave me an advantage on the start to get a little better start. And I knew we had a good car. As long as I didn't make too many mistakes, we'd be all right. But no, I really didn't feel too much pressure. I had a lot of confidence in the car, and like I said, it was just really comfortable driving it.
Like you said after the race that you've been able to try new things at some of the regional races. When you have had this time where there hasn't been national races, you go to some of the regional ones, is the pressure off and you're just able to try different new things? And what have you learned?
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you're not running for points, there's a little bit of less stress. It's a time you can kind of relax, kind of try some things that you wouldn't typically want to just try in the nationals with the national guys. So being able to try some stuff, really we just been focusing on our car through the center of the corner and through exit. It seems like a lot of the guys that are fast are keeping up a lot more corner speed than the others, and that's where the difference is. And we're just kind of trying to fine tune our car and see if we can keep it going smooth and straight through the corners and without getting up too upset. And the more I pay attention to the corner, the more fine-tuned we can get the car, and then it seems like the better we are now.
The season in the spring is like this a lot. There's times where the race season, the national tour, really anybody, World of Outlaws, doesn't matter who you are. There's times it's got to be more frustrating than anything else with these races getting canceled. It's got to be a little bit the way the way ASCS and your grandfather and everyone has structured this thing. It's got to be a real blessing for you to have these regional races so that you at least can get some of these test sessions in and keep the rhythm of it. How important is it that and where you're based out there also? How important has that been to you as to develop as a race car driver and develop your team as the national tour comes on board to be geared up for the challenge?
Well, it's great for our team and just for us to get more laps. Anytime we can be at a racetrack, we're learning something. So in that aspect, it helps. But we'd rather be running for national points throughout the whole season. And it kind of is a double-edged sword for us. And we have this conversation with a ton of the traveling guys that run with us, and it kind of sucks to go to the regional races and not get the benefits that we do for the national tour. And it seems like some of the regional tracks decide that they don't want to have national tour races due to having a little more extra cost. But, and then it kind of comes to our fault that we go to those races still, whether it's national or not. So here we are kind of putting fuel in the fire and, really kind of hurting ourselves when it comes back to the national thing. But, when you step back and, this is how we make our money, and, we want to be competitive when we do run the national tour. So, we can't just sit out every weekend. So here we are showing up to the races, but yet kind of hurting ourselves all in the long run.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought. Blake, when you look at the ASCS National Tour this year, your reigning champion has now moved on, and multi-time champion. It kind of leaves the door open, but the competition level is still pretty stout. Talk about what your expectations are for the year and what it's like to not have a reigning champion out there with you.
Yeah, it sucks to not have Sam. Being able to race with people like him week in and week out, it definitely makes us a better driver, and makes everybody better. Being able to run with good competition like that, it definitely is just going to push you harder. So, looking at it like that, it sucks. But like you said, there's still a bunch of heavy hitters on the tour. I've got rookie JJ Hickle coming out hot out of the gate, so that's cool to see. And then some awesome return guys. Seth's always fast, and then of course Roger Crockett, and then you got Scott too. So, the list goes on. So there's definitely no easy competition here. So it's not going to make it any easier. But I feel like we've definitely got a good opportunity to win the championship this year.
All things considered, when you look at the ASCS National Tour, all the way from the state of Washington down into Texas over to Pennsylvania, what is from a maybe from a racing perspective, but from a traveling perspective, what is your favorite part of the season with the national tour?
Well, I really do enjoy running and traveling a lot with the national guys. It's just a great deal to be able to go see all the tracks that I really wouldn't have an opportunity to go see any other time. But I've been fortunate enough to go, like you said, to Pennsylvania. But one that really sticks out to me is Skagit. We go there for Dirt Cup, and it's just a great time. the fans there, they're awesome. They're very welcoming. You know, every time we go there, they treat us great, and we've grew a bunch of great friends and fans up there. You know, we've been up there for 4 or 5 years in a row, and you know, the first year we didn't know anybody, and the next year came back and saw our friends, and it's really cool to just go up there. It's a great environment, and it really is the perfect time of the year for us too. So it's the beginning of summer, and up there it's just perfect weather. You know, when you think of Washington, you think of a little bit of rain, but it was beautiful the 2 weeks we were there. And going back to the fans, they're just unbelievable. And the race at Dirt Cup is kind of unique, so it's a 3-day deal, which is kind of different for ASCS. We only have a couple of those throughout the year, and you know, those fans up in Washington, they get sprint car racing on the weekly, but they don't get a whole bunch of cars, and typically we're getting 50 to 60 cars up there. So it's cool to see all the fans bring their campers out and hang out for the weekend and interact with the fans. And you know, Steve Byler's up there, he's rocking and rolling, doing good things, and never settling with what he's got. He's always trying to make everything better, and I think that makes the event fun to come back to.
Yeah, we love Steve here. He's one of our buddies, and we love to support the Dirt Cup. You mentioned Pennsylvania, and you guys head there, I think, just in a few weeks. What has it been like for the ASCS to go back to Pennsylvania? I think it just started a few years ago, right, going back up there. You know, the fans in Pennsylvania, like Washington, are pretty crazy about their sprint cars. So how has it been for the ASCS to go back there?
Yeah, it's neat. So we went back, I think it was probably 3 or 4 years ago, and I think that was our first time up there. And we were scheduled to go back last year. I think we got up there and they actually rained out. So we've only been up there once. And after the first showing, you know, the fans and the crowd, and, you know, even the drivers were excited for the next time we were coming up, and we're hopefully try to get more tracks. But I think we've got Selinsgrove and Williamsgrove on board. So that's great to just have our foot in the door. And, you know, like you said, those fans up there are unbelievable. So that right there gets us excited to get up there.
Battle of the Groves, that's for sure. Mm-hmm. And the other thing is URC, it's co-sanctioned with URC. Yeah. And I was looking at the schedule, and the Patriots and Empire Super Sprints are off that weekend too. So looks like we're going to have pretty good car counts there as well. The big half miles, Blake, like Williamsgrove and Selinsgrove, they're quite different actually. Do you enjoy getting out on those big high-speed tracks like that?
Yeah, I do. It kind of takes a bit to get used to. You know, Williamsgrove, you know, you can't really compare it to any track we go to, but you know, the shape of Selinsgrove and the speed is almost comparable to Knoxville, and you know, which is kind of crazy because there's really nothing that can compare to Knoxville. So it's pretty neat to go to tracks that are kind of outside of my comfort zone. So I kind of have to kind of buckle down and, you know, focus and see exactly what we need to do. So I'm looking forward to get another chance. We didn't really have the best runs last year or the last time we went there, and I feel like we've got a better car, and the team's got a better hold of it, and makes me look forward to see what we can do this time.
Can't wait to see what happens. It's Missouri this weekend, and then off to Pennsylvania for you guys. Blake, always a pleasure to chat with you. Congratulations. Oh, how's married life? Everything good? Ashley and I asked you about marriage life when we got talking about handlebar mustache on our TV show. Married life good? Everything's still good around the house?
Oh yeah, not bad. I'm sure everybody says we're still in the honeymoon stage, but you know, we've lived together for 3 years, so really a whole lot hadn't changed.
There we go. Nice stuff, that's for sure. Blake, thanks again. Congratulations, and thanks for joining us here on Wing Nation.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you having me on.
Man, there we go. Young talent, and boy, Blake Hahn, he can wheel a race car, can't he?
He sure can.
Man, I can't wait to see what happens next week up in Pennsylvania, the Battle of the Groves. Because with the way it lays out with ESS and the Patriots off.
They haven't raced much.
They haven't raced much. And URC, this is going to be good. This is going to be really, really good next week up in central Pennsylvania. Sunoco is a proud partner of Wing Nation. Not all fuels are created equal, so fill up with Sunoco Ultratech. Sunoco Ultratech is a top-tier detergent gasoline that is proven to make your engine run cleaner, longer, and more efficiently. Using the same detergent package as what is blended into some of Sunoco's high-performance race fuels, you can trust Ultratech for your everyday race. Whether you're headed to the track or just hitting the road, fill up with Sunoco Ultratech and fuel your best.
Just like racing components, Aggressive Hydraulics purpose-builds hydraulic cylinders to perform for customer-specific applications. They design and manufacture mobile-style, single-stage cylinders as well as multi-stage telescopic cylinders. It's a no one-size-fits-all approach with Aggressive Hydraulics. Hydraulic solutions for virtually every industry that uses hydraulic cylinders. They proudly design and manufacture all cylinders in the United States. Check out the video of their story at aggressivehydraulics.com.
Sage Fruit has been a longtime supporter of sprint car racing, sprint car fans, and us here at Wing Nation. What they pride themselves on most is providing shoppers with the highest quality, best tasting apples, pears, and cherries available. Go to sagefruit.com and make sure you ask your local grocer for Sage Fruit. I have been on a pear. We're talking about Sage Fruit?
Yeah.
I have been on since December a pear kick.
Really?
I've liked pears all my life, but since December, it's like I can't get enough of them.
Interesting.
Well, I talked to Casey out there, and she gave me some ideas what to do beyond just regular.
I might need to know, because I'm kind of picky with my pears. There's a small window sometimes.
Yeah, no, and I think that's where I was in trouble with it before, where when you buy them when they're green and you eat them when they're yellow.
Oh.
So you've got to look. They're really, they're sort of comparable to me. The ripeness of them is like an avocado. It's got to be just right.
Yeah, and it's such a small window.
It's a small window.
Oh,
so what I do now with the pears, I look and I get like 2 really green ones, 2 moderately green ones, and 2 that are switching to yellow.
Interesting.
And that way I'm good to go. My girl Casey up there at Sage Fruit, she's got me. And then
that's the way. You could really do that with avocados too.
You probably could buy the firm ones. Yes, exactly. Huh. And we did. My youngest one loves the idea of a charcuterie board.
Oh yeah, we're big on those right now.
We did that. Yeah, we did that in December, and I wanted to incorporate pears into it. Okay, you take pears with a sharper cheese.
Oh yeah, that is a good combination.
Ooh, are you kidding me?
Yeah, I do that in a salad sometimes.
Yeah, see, you're right about that. Yeah, you get something a little tart. Yeah, with arugula. Yeah, pears with arugula. Yeah.
How do we get off?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pears with arugula. That's a winner right there. Oh my gosh, it's unreal. This is Fruit Talk presented by Wing Nation.
By Sage Fruit.
Sage Fruit. Can I add my two cents here real quick?
Craig is going to add his 2 cents in too.
All right, thanks. Hold on.
Oh, wait a minute. He's got to get his mic turned down.
Beer.
Oh, he wants beer. Okay. Maybe a pear-flavored beer.
Yeah, no. Just beer.
Just beer. Just beer. All right. That's cool.
I mean, sure.
That's cool.
I never say no to that.
Me love beer.
Yeah. I never say bye to that. Never say good to that either.
Beer with the salad.
Beer with the salad. That's right. Absolutely. Good stuff. I saw we have the video rolling in here in the Sage Fruit. They had the pears on there, and it made me hungry.
And our bellies have been growling.
So yeah, that's been weird. You don't get the visual of this. Both of us, I ate before I came in here too.
I didn't, and I knew at some point it was going to catch up with me.
Mine, I ate. It's just like, oh gosh. The problems we have around Wing Nation. The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame birthday calendar. Later this week, Bob Berman. How about this? Kenny Jacobs has a birthday coming up on Saturday. Yep. One of our favorite people. Arthur Chevrolet. Today would have been the birthday of 2006 National Sprint Car Hall of Fame inductee Judd Phillips. Judd was born in 1927. He was an owner of race cars, a builder of race cars, a chief mechanic of race cars, and apparently one of the best bench racing storytellers in sprint car racing and racing as well. Very, very big in the Indy area. In fact, 18 different Indy 500 winners, he had his hands on their cars in one form, fashion, or another. ASCoC Sprint Cars, he was involved, whether it was crew chief or owner or chief mechanic or all of the above, with ASCoC Sprint Car Championships in 1956, 1959, 1962, 1963, and 1966.
Wow. Passed
away in 1997, but his life is forever remembered and celebrated in the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, one Speedway or Sprint Car place in Knoxville, Iowa. Judd Phillips, today's birthday celebration here on the calendar.
And there was a birthday yesterday.
Who was that?
Kreger.
Well, yeah, Kreger had a birthday yesterday. Well, we had cupcakes and everything else. Yeah.
What Ashley brought me in cupcakes, Erin.
Yeah, thanks for saving me. So.
Oh, no, I've got some in my cube for you.
There you go.
No.
So, nothing?
Well, I mean, I just gave you a shout out. I feel like that counts for something.
Well, I put together.
Just skipped you.
I put together a whole video for you when it was your birthday. You remember that?
Oh, I'll make you a video. I'm
sure it'll be great.
With a sock.
Yes, with a sock and whatever that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
I'll take care of it.
Yeah.
That was award winning.
I sent you a text yesterday. I mean, come on.
Oh. Okay.
There we go. Kreger's birthday was Monday. Yes, absolutely.
All right, sorry.
Yes.
And I started a whole thing.
I missed that on the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame birthday calendar. I
Wing Nation producer.
I'm going to have to call up Bob Baker and say, Bob, we need to add one in here. Kreger on Monday. So fun stuff. Speaking of fun stuff, How'd you like to win a Z51 Corvette? Yes, Elkhart Lake Blue, metallic LT3 Corvette. Erin, when are they going to draw on this thing?
August 14th, right before the A feature at the Knoxville Nationals.
Go to www.winaz51corvette.com or just go to Sprint Car Hall of Fame, sprintcarhof.com, and you can do that. Hey, we talked about it. We had fun when we came out of that break talking about Sage Fruit. Congratulations to Chuck Zinks and Steve Beitler, two of our favorite people. The big World of Outlaw extravaganza on Labor Day weekend at Skagit is now sponsored by Sage Fruit. Isn't that cool?
That is.
It's good stuff. Really is. Speaking of good stuff, great hanging out and talking to racers Blake Hahn and Logan Wagner this weekend. Fun stuff. We're going to talk. You want to talk about fun? On our Thursday podcast, Sammy Swindell. How about that? Sammy Swindell talking still Bristol, winning. Still winning. I think in listening to his life, he is still winning.
Yeah.
Talking Bristol and a whole lot more on our podcast presented by Dry Dean. Wing Nation apparel is available at wingnation.com. The new 10th anniversary stuff is out. Looks good. Had the chance to check it out personally, get my hands on it at Virginia Motor Speedway. It's looking good. You can get that at wingnation.com. And finally, this weekend, Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit, our television program on Rev TV Wednesday nights in Canada, and on Saturday on MAV TV here in the States. Our Hercules Tires friend Greg Wilson going to join us. So always great to catch up with Greg. So, hey, sounds like good. Hey, we appreciate again Logan Wagner and Blake Hahn for joining us. More important, though, than all of that, thank you for joining us here on Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires.
Me love beer.